let's try to do this quick. 5 things that. Get my slides out of the way here. Okay. 5 things that every president in the 21st century, we are now about to hit 18 years into this 21st century. So, for my entire adult life, these are 5 things that every president of the United States has in common. Some major things that should hopefully put things in perspective about the commonality. Again, these 18 years, we're talking about President Bush, which is as conservative and hawkish as you could possibly get. And if he wasn't enough, everyone behind him, from Rove to the rest of the cabinet, was even more than him. To Obama, who was probably one of our most liberally or accepted by liberals presidents since maybe Lyndon B. Johnson or Carter, which is a long time. So probably our furthest reaching left president that we've seen since Carter, easily. I certainly would say he was farther reaching left than Clinton was. So probably the farthest left president around, let's say, since Carter, maybe since Clinton, you're talking over 20 years, 30 years, and then back to now a conservative Trump, who's supposed to be so different from the last 18 years and throwing these other two under the bus all the time. And there's no difference, okay? There's absolutely no difference. So let me not get too tangential. I want to make this really quick, as fast as I can. So first thing we have in common, let's not forget, how can I forget? The most important thing, the thing that's on everybody's mind right now. And I should also, just one more thing in premise, a lot of this is also in common with the Clinton administration, 8 years of Clinton. So that dates back to 92. But I wanted to keep the title and the, you know, the theme fairly easy to understand. But almost all of this, if not all of this, applies to Clinton as well, okay? And of course, that would apply to Bush Sr. before that, and then the beginnings of Reagan. But again, let's just talk about the last 18 years, the entire 21st century. Mueller has not only presided over the FBI for a certain length of time, if not the entire extent of that presidency of all 18 years, almost 90% of the last 18 years, Mueller has presided over the FBI. That's longer than even Hoover, so obviously having the record. It's also longer than constitutionally allowed, but got constitutional exceptions twice now. Mueller has been the FBI director through all the crap of Bush, through all the crap of Obama, and now all the crap of Trump. And each one of them played Mueller the same way. They antagonized him to the media, and Mueller did the same thing through all 3 of them. Nothing. He kept all 3 of them from persecution. And sometimes they try to put some other person up there, but they can never do it as well as Mueller. So they get Mueller back at the head on stage to be the man. He's supposed to be the cleanest, squeakiest man in Washington, D.C. Go read his parents' history, his mother's history, the Trisdales. Okay? He was born for this job. And this is why Trump doesn't get rid of him. This is why none of the presidents have ever gotten rid of him. Because he is the inside man. He is the connection between all of them. He keeps the FBI where it needs to be, certainly off the persecutions of the executive office. Go see his parents, read the history. Anyone that you ever question, anyone that you ever are thinking about or idolize or antagonize, check the parents out always. Go see where the parents have been, who they're connected to. It's all there. If you know anything about the Harriman brothers and how influential they were in World War II Nazi Germany, how many railroads they built for concentration camps, then you'll connect Mueller very, very quickly. Okay? Second, the War on Terror. The War on Terror dates back 18 years, and that includes North Korea. Bush talked about the axis of evil with North Korea And Clinton was the first one to see a missile test in 93. These, I don't care. I'm not even going to say it. They all have it in common. They've had the same nemesis playing the same role. Missile tests since 93, calling us out, everything but having their own Twitter account. North Korea's been there. The war on terror certainly began before Bush, but Bush certainly put his staple on that. And since then, no president has come out and told you that the war on terror is like the war on drugs and is a bunch of crap. They want you to have an enemy that you cannot touch, find, put your finger on, so that it's continuous forever. It's a nemesis that is ambiguous, so that it never has an end to it. And so this war on terror will continue, and as we see, Trump will continue. And this war on terror implies relationships, deep founded relationships that have been founded since Clinton with Saudi Arabia and Israel. And within those relationships is the apathy or the ignoring or us ignoring all the civil rights violations that these two countries promote within their own, within their own countries, within their own boundaries. We just saw what Israel did to Palestine again in the last week to Palestinians. And we know what Saudi Arabia is doing to Yemen right now. So, these are our allies since 93, these two. And it all pivots on this war of terror. Okay. The third thing, NASA. Anyone that is talking about deficits, budget, expenditures, I don't care what, if you're complaining about the executive office and you are not talking about NASA, then you are biased, your research is subpar, and it's appalling to miss this elephant in the room. $56 million a day, 7 days a week, go to NASA. $56 million a day. I think when I say that to people, they think I'm creating a typo and they think I mean year. A day, every day. I think it's up to 62 now with Trump's last signing. Okay? I don't care what you think about flat Earth. I don't care what you think about the round Earth, the cosmology. You can tell yourself whatever you want. You cannot be blind to the fact that NASA is absolutely stealing your money and using green screen technology and feeding you crap. Absolute crap. And not only that, we don't even have a space shuttle to go up to space right now. So we are using the Russians to take us up to space. And we're complaining about collusion in our elections. What about collusion in our most supposed sophisticated technology that takes us to space? It's Russia's, right? And so we take our satellites through Russia. We take our advanced military, advanced satellite stuff through Russia. Okay? It's a joke. It's an absolute joke. They're taking $56 million a day from you, and you have gotten absolutely nothing in return. I mean, even if you did believe they were in the ISS, and you saw the footage of the type of experiments they're doing, like doing vaccines in space. This is what you're paying $56 million a day for, to see how vaccines work in space? A day. $56 million a day. All right, I'm sorry, I'm spending way too long on this topic. I want to get this done really quickly. Chemtrails. You cannot tell me that we all see them. Call them what you will, okay? Have a president come out and tell me it's not a chemtrail. I don't care. But let him use the word. You think I care about a president using the word Islamic terrorism? I need a president to use the word chemtrails. The Navy has used the word chemtrails since 1975, and they say they're perfectly fine with being responsible for part of them, although there's probably about 65 agencies that are doing them. So while Trump is trying to protect you from all these fake boogeyman enemies like Islamic terrorism, like immigration, like I need to build a wall. Well, what's a wall going to stop those chemtrails from falling on you? It's a joke. He makes you concentrate on that wall while he sprays poison on you. Okay. They all have that in common. And last but not least, they have Goldman Sachs in common. Since 93, they've been putting Goldman Sachs into their executive cabinets. Goldman Sachs has been the money that gets them elected. Goldman Sachs is the commonality between all of them. Those 5 things alone. If you don't get the fact that there's no factions and that it's them against you, us against them, that they are just pulling theatrics and charades just with those 5 things, I mean, keep watching my channel.